Josh Feuerstein here. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you're there that day when they take the woman, the adulterous woman, and throw her down in front of Jesus. They begin to call her a whore and a prostitute and a slut. They begin to hurl all of these horrific insults at her. And they throw her down in front of Jesus, hoping to trap him and make him into the same religious Pharisee and hypocrite that they are. And so they asked Jesus, they said, look at this woman, look at her and all of her sin. The law of Moses says that we should stone her. What do you say? Jesus bends down, he stoops down and takes his finger and begins to draw in the dirt right next to where that woman lay. What does that tell me? That tells me that Jesus is willing to get down and dirty with anybody. He's willing to stoop down. That's the gospel, is that God would robe himself in flesh and die on the cross. He was willing to get down and dirty for the sake of saving us. I want you to know right now, no matter what situation or circumstance you might find yourself in, and you're thinking that there's no way that God could ever love you. You might be living a life that should be portrayed on Jerry Springer, but I want you to know, no matter how Jerry Springer your life is, Jesus still wants to work in your situation. He bends down and he begins to simply write. I don't know what he wrote, but I will begin to remind you that the Bible says in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2, my brothers, ye which are spiritual, if you find anybody to have a fault, go to them in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself. And so Jesus stands up and he doesn't look at her with the hypocritical look over his nose, but instead he looks at them and he says, ye which have no sin, cast the first stone. And one by one, they begin to examine themselves and look at themselves, and they begin to realize that their hearts are full with sin, and they begin to get afraid that Jesus, this God manifest in flesh, might expose them, and so they begin to drop their rocks. I want you to know today, especially any one of you that proclaim to be a Christian, I want you to know you should never sit in the seat of judgment, because right now Jesus sits on the seat of mercy. And so if you sit in the seat of judgment, you sit alone. But if you sit in the seat of mercy, you sit in the very lap of God himself. And so I challenge you today, if you're in the church, I challenge you to be merciful and kind and loving to people. I don't care what kind of lifestyle or what kind of background they come from. And I want you to know, if you find yourself in one of those lifestyles or backgrounds, I want you to know that Jesus' love has never changed from 2,000 years ago to now. And I'm living proof that he's willing to reach down into the dirtiest of dirty places, that he's willing to reach down into the gutters and save and set free. I want you to know it's all about Jesus. God bless you guys. I hope this has encouraged you today. As always, please take a moment and click share on the side or the bottom of this video. Somebody in your friends list, your newsfeed, or your timeline needs to hear this message of sweet salvation. So take a moment to click share on the side or the bottom of this video. As always, please like and comment below. I love hearing from you and conversing back and forth with you. If you're not my friend already on Facebook, click my name at the top of the video and let's be friends. God bless you guys. Have a very, very beautiful day.